Alright, so today on the wonderful, lovely gaming Matty Rocks, we'll be taking a particular look at RPG Maker MD's tile sets. Now, we're going to be taking a look at it for a good, obvious reason. Okay, now, the obvious reason of that is, the reason I want to take a look at it is, yeah, as you guys can see, I am uploading the episode 9 of RPG Maker MV. So don't be too worried that this is being recorded prior to episode 9. But prior to episode 9 upload, but it's going to work just fine. So here's what I want to show you guys. Now, remember how in the last episode, I showed you how to create a dungeon. Now, I modified it. I don't know if you guys did see this or not. Okay. But, as you can see, in a dungeon like this, there's these purple little goopy kind of things that are there. Now, if we go over into our settings, now we go over into tile sets. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the dungeon itself. Okay. Taking a look at passages. Now, in your typical fashion of in games, you have places like walls and stuff. Basically, passages are going to say, you have these circles here. These circles are going to say, that you're allowed to pass through. The X is going to say, nope, I can't pass through it. Now, if I were to say, okay, passages, and I can say, okay, this basically allows me to pass through any way. But if I say, this one here does not allow to pass, that means you cannot pass through whatsoever from the right. Or left, in this case. This one, same here. You can only go up and down. You can't pass through the sides. But it's a lot like a direction. So if you say you want to make sure that they can't go back, you can set that up. Okay, you can you could potentially make a invisible walls doing that. But a ladder basically will simply state that if I'm sitting on a ladder on an item, it's just gonna basically, as this thing says, it sets the character as looking upward when on this tile. This makes it look like the character is grabbing onto a ladder attached to a wall. Okay? A bush, basically, if you go and take a look at the outside of our thing, as you can see, these things here are bushes in typical terms. Okay? I'm going to turn that off there because it doesn't need to be on there. But what it simply states is that if you see these, this is basically saying that I need to hide my character or make my character more transparent in between the grass. So it's like you bury bush outside. You might be able to see somebody, but you can't see them very well. Now, if we go into our dungeon area, there are counters. I'm not for sure. Enable the tile to start an event that is not directly next to it when a tile with the counter attribute. So I don't know. I've never messed with the counter. But if you are wondering and needing extra information, just hover over it and it'll tell you what it does. Now, damaged floors. If you see that over here that you have the spikes, that's going to tell you that floor is going to deal damage to a person. It's going to deal damage to your party. Now, in typical fashion, you also will see a lot of flashing lights down here. Now, it's just going to mean that you can do damages to certain things. Oh, and I also did forget to mention, before I forget to say that if you go into system, okay, And I know that there is a way that sets up a damage is typically 10, but I know that there's a plugin that allows you to change that to a different way. So you could find out different plugins. We'll showcase that. I don't know if I did showcase that you earlier, but we'll just make sure that I did. But knockout by slip damage or floor damage, that means you can die from these kinds of damages. So don't worry. So like you can set that up in your game. In that sense. Now down here, I'm also going to showcase how to make battle events. Now, as you can see, that we need to go over here, and I was doing some testing. As you can see, it's set to below enemies. If you don't have that set to same as enemies on a sign, it's going to say, wrong, can't do it. Okay? Now, this over here is going to set up our battle. So, in order to do that, I'm going to delete this. You can right-click, create a new, or hit return. You can set up to have a certain switch, but we're not going to do that. We're going to set this up to being a big, gigantic monster, and we're going to use this guy here. Okay? There's a reason why I have that set up by that thing. So we go into our where can I say enemies, and we call this the Iron Giant. Now I've been working on this guy just to kind of get him set up and making sure that you get some good, nice rewards. So let's give you guys a 500 XP, 500 gold. His attack is going to be relatively 40, 55, 40, 45, no. 45, 45, and 45. He's also going to have the abilities, he's going to drop that potion at a 1-1. He's also going to drop our stimulant, 2 stimulants on top of it. Okay? Now, that just means that that's what you're going to receive from him. Now, in a boss battle, we need to make sure that he has these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to also set up that he has the ability of Blade Run. But I also want to go to skills. We're going to create, I hope it's not 11's Blade Run and that it's this Blade Run. That would just cost no TP in whatsoever. And it uses a different kind of thing. But we're also going to create, this guy needs to have, the Iron Giant will use a Blade Run, because he does have the ability to use a blade. But I also want to have this character also to use a gun. So we're going to call this gun. Okay, we'll call this skill gun. Okay, now it's going to use the traditional attack power of that, but it will have the HP drain ability. But it does do physical damage, and then it will do about a 40%, but does not have a critical damage. This is going to be called Gun Drain. Gun Drain. Now, it's going to have about a 95% success rate. Okay, we're going to copy that. We're going to paste Gun Drain. We're going to do that as HP damage, physical. But it's now Gun Drain, we wanted to set up the animation to where I need to find I know that there is a shoot normal. Actually, no, we'll do, but it does HP drain, and it will do. This one's gonna be gun drain, and this one's gonna be gun drain. All enemies. So this one does This one does all enemies, and this one does HP drain, but it drops it down to about a 30%. About a 30% range. So drop it down to 25. This one does 40. Has none, no skill type, just a no skill type there. It's typical regular enemy. We're just gonna make sure it's into battle because you know. And this one, gun actually will do fire load. Okay, now this one's going to be that gun barrage. Okay, that's going to be shoot barrage. And it's going to be a fire, but it's not going to do an HP damage. And it's going to have that 50%, 50 plus. I don't think I did that correctly. Let's make sure that's 50 plus. Not there. But it does have about a 30% variance. It will repeat. It's fire load, so it does that fire damage. Gun drain does about a physical damage. And it does it at a 1. Now fire load does not require, these do not require any special abilities. Now we're gonna do the normal attack. We're gonna actually copy that. I don't know if I'm using that in the paste. And this one is apply it. Okay. Now we're gonna edit this one. No, not edit that one. We need to edit the enemy again. Now I've gone through and showing you guys repeatedly how certain things run. Blade run's fine. Attack. We're gonna do gun drain. Put gun drain available. And fire load. Okay. Now fire load. If the player is state rage, okay, it'll use fire load. If the player is state confused, it's going to attack. If the and then we already got gun drain. So basically, it's going to be immune to any other states. So that means when we go in and say state resists, it's going to resist poison, blind, silence, vaccination, and sleep. Okay? Actually, we'll leave sleep available. There. So, now we've got this Iron Giant set up to receive a lot of things. He has 0 MP, but none of his attacks require MP. This is actually the blade run from down here, so we're good to go on that. Now, I wanted to be able to set up blade run to be able to be used at about a 4% speed. Gun drain and fire load are going to be at a lower pace. These will stay about a 5 if the state rage. If the state's confusion, it will use these as much as it can. Okay? So that's how we create our Iron Giant. Now, in order to create our Iron Giant, now we need to go down here. This is where we're going to take a look at how to create things that go on within a battle. So let's go find our Iron Giant. Add that into our thing. When the enemy... Now, we could set up to when the enemy's Iron Giant is about 50% or below, it will show, it will say, it will utilize it, it'll utilize, like it'll say, beep, 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 okay? It'll do beep, beep, like it's making a sound of some sort, okay? It'll say beep, beep, and then we want it to force an attack. So when we do setup, let's go with, I know it's enemy encounter. No, no. I know it's here somewhere, and I just can't remember where to put it. They put it. Movement, timing, screen, character, picture, audio, video, message, party, actor, progression, flow control, force action, found you. Okay, it'll use fire load. Okay. Now what it will do is, now I want to use fire load there, but it's only there at level 50. Now, hold on. Now I want to add in one more ability that the enemy gets. So we're going to extend this to 25 because we're going to need more skills. This is going to be like fire load. Okay, it's still going to be fire load, supercharged, fire load supercharged. Now, fire load supercharged is going to be a 60% with not 5 there, but we're going to take out the 50 there. Okay. And it can do critical damage. Okay. It'll be a physical attack. Rather, this is actually going to be a physical. Okay. If you want to set that to physical as well. So now fire load supercharged. Okay. Now, let's go back into our enemy. Back into our troops. We want to add in a new event page. We want to say enemy at 75. Okay? We're going to put in here and say, we're going to show text. Okay? We're going to say powering up. Okay? Now, it's just saying powering up. It still does its regular attack. As you know. It's doing its thing. But then it's forcing that action at 75%. It's going to say powering up. We're going to... it's going to force it... we're going to actually change that to about a 60%. Okay? We're just going to say that it's going to force that action at 60%. 60%. When enemy's HP at about 50%, it's going to show text. It's not going to show text, it's just going to force the action at fire load supercharged, because it doesn't matter. It's going to do an all-out attack. That one there is just fire load. It's does at 60 and then 55. We're going to actually drop that down to about 46%. Okay? So it's basically saying Iron Giant uses fire load supercharged. So it's going to force it. Force it. That's going to say powering up. Then we're going to copy. We're going to paste this, and we're going to say it about 18%. Okay. Then we're going to copy this page. We can copy and we'll paste this one, and we'll drop that down to about 30%. Okay. Powering up. Okay. That's just going to say it's going to force that action at 18, at 46. We're going to drop that down by a couple spots. So now it's going to say 18, 46. It's going to 60. So it's going to force, that one's forcing action at 60%. We're going to delete that one because we want it to basically say that it's powering up. It's going to do 2 large fire supercharged attacks. So if you're ready for that, you will have Unspeakable. Now we're going to auto-name this Iron Giant. Now we're going to put Iron Giant here, but we're also going to showcase that we're going to add in a couple. We're going to add in we're going to add in each slime. Okay. We'll put in each slime the slimes are protecting this Iron Giant and protecting the chest of whatever it needs to do. Now, I could also put that spirit in here, but we're going to add in, I want to add in a second lightning slime. Okay? But other than that, that's all it is. And what will happen is when any one of these, when all of these, well, we'll keep it the way it is when the iron, well, that's basically how we have our thing. So we're just going to say Iron Giant slime, and it's going to be Iron Giant slime at a risk 4. Okay, it's going to tell me that there's 4 of them there, and that's what we've got. Okay, so now we are good to go with what we need for this dungeon. Now, as you guys notice, that there is hardly any chests down here. Now, chests are some way that we want to entice someone to get down here and come over here and get this. But we want it to make sure that when this thing is set up for, when this thing is gone, we'll battle processing, okay? We'll force the Iron Giant battle processing when a player as action touches. Then we're going to do a control self switch A on, then self switch A. We're going to do new event, and let's say self switch A. Basically, it's going to remove this thing out of the way. So now we want to place is a chest. So in order to place a chest, you can either hit Control 4, cancel, hit Control 3, not Control 4, Control 3, and you can place certain items in here, or weapons. We're going to set in here a special weapon with a control of another item, another armor. So if we want to do that, then we need to clear these out. Let's go in. Let's create our special weapons. We're going to copy the flex bow. We're going to paste the flex bow, and we're gonna call this actually no. Let's do a gun turret. No, let's do a Let's do the let's do shotgun. Okay. Weapon type is going to be considered under the bow type, but we could also say gun. Let's do gun. Let's do let's come down here. Let's find our flash, general, arrow, flash, receive, fire one. It's gonna be that shot normal. Okay? Gun. Now it's gonna be a shotgun. It's gonna be 0 price. Its attack is going to be similar to the we're gonna hit copy, we're gonna paste that there, we're gonna hit copy, paste, delete, because copy, paste. Now, because I did make a mistake that we need to have that flex bow there. Now, the flex bow does 20 attack without any thing. This can do about a 30 attack with a -5 agility, but it will also have -5 to luck, and and 0 defense. We'll do that because a shotgun might have a luck, but it has pullback, basically. A gun that can a gun that can shoot long distance. That can shoot slugs. Well, it's a gun that can shoot. Well, it's a gun that has some kick to it. I know I spelled a gun that has some kick to it. Okay? That's why the luck is reduced. That's why agility is less, because it has more weight to it. No, it will increase it by 2. A shotgun. No. We're going to hit apply on that. We're going to go to classes. Now, remember how our light mage is the only one that can use the heal 2? We're also going to say that a gun skill, not a skill type, equip weapon types, can also equip guns. Okay, this guy as general armor and magic armor can be equipped. This has general, that has light and heavy. This one only generally carries light. So our knight, our warrior, we're going to clear out the light armor. We're going to actually add in equip armor, heavy. Our warrior cannot equip large shields. This guy can equip a armor, equip large shield, and cannot equip large. Actually, no. Warrior can. I'll actually put the warrior can equip. Can equip large shield. Okay, but our knight cannot. Okay, our knight can equip heavy. Can equip heavy, light, and general armor, but our warrior cannot. Can click light and large shields, but general armor. Maybe. Let's actually do copy. Let's make this one can carry general armor as well. The knight can carry the general, the light, and the small shields, but that's fine. Now, that just means that our light mage actually is a gunner as well. Is our ranged archer / healer. So we're going to apply and apply. So now we're going to say, okay, we've got the armor. Now we need to create our special ring. Now this is considered general armor. Okay. This one is considered an accessory. This is also considered a general armor. And actually we'll paste the HP ring and we'll increase the max HP by 1. By 50 to, we'll increase it by to 75. Okay? 75 with about a 2% agility and 2% luck on top of it. And we'll drop this down to 70 max HP. So, and we'll say HP ring plus. Okay? So that just basically adds in HP ring plus, and we'll add about a 1% evasion rate. So it's a hidden thing there, but you guys already know if you guys are watching, that works. Okay? Can increase an evasion rate. Evasion rate to 0. Let's keep it at 0. I also want to copy. I want to paste another copy. We're going to actually call evade. Evade ring. Okay. Now the evade ring is going to have 0. It's going to have about a 10 luck to it. 0 agility. The evasion is going to be about a 25% evasion. A 26% evasion rate. Yeah, I'll leave it there. A ring that can give a small chance to evade. Small chance to evade. Okay? This one says increases HP by 70. Increases HP by 70 plus luck by 2. And no, that can it's a increases HP by 70 and increases HP by 70. Agility and luck are just a part of the extra package. So, you know, and then the evade ring, a ring that can give a small chance to evade. So we want to make sure that we get that special ring down in here. Now, that's basically what we're going to do. So we're going to leave that there. Hit apply, hit OK. Now we're going to come down here. We're going to recreate our chest with our weapon, the shotgun, with our other armor, with the evade ring. Okay. Now we're going to place a chest. Now we're going to place a hidden chest here. So we're going to basically, we're going to say new. We're going to create a, no, we're going to hit cancel. We're going to hit Control 3. We're also going to add in the armor of the HP ring plus. And we're going to hit edit this, and we're going to make sure that, as you can see, that we don't want to have any sounds to showcase. So we'll delete that there. We'll set this to tile sets. We're going to set this to a thing like that. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to make sure that the same item, it looks exactly the same and it's there, but we can now place that there and it will look as if there is a item there. That's where we can get our evade ring. evade ring. We'll put in another one. We're gonna do hit control 3. We're gonna set this up to 100 coins. And then we'll go with our item, with our gold. But we're gonna hit edit. We're gonna set this up to utilizing that there. But we're gonna set this thing to a different tile set. We'll set that to that one so that it looks like that there is a thing empty. Okay? Then it's just going to basically switch over to that and shows that there's some gold there. Okay? That's basically kind of how you can hide basic items. There is a puzzle in order to get this open. Now, we're going to make sure that we test this dude with a level. Let's go in. Let's do a battle test. So we're going to go, before we do battle test, let's go into edit. Nope, let's go into edit this dungeon. We're going to say that we have the auto dungeon playing, that we want a Pacific battle back. We're going to find our cobblestone with our with kind of like a rock cave, but I'm not wasteland. I guess we could do something like that just to be flourishes. Now we can, let's go to our troops. We're going to set up a battle test. We're going to set up with copper, with everybody having the copper shield, copper helm, copper breast, not having the H evade, but having one having H ring plus, having this one having the HP ring, copper breast, copper helm, copper shield, copper axe, rod, a magic hat, magic cloth, magic hat, and magic cloth, and leaving the ring there. So just making sure, and then we'll set that at to 5. Okay. Okay, and then okay. Now we're going to test to make sure that we can Now the background's going to look a little bit different. I know, we're just doing just to make sure that the enemy works just fine the way that we want it to. Oh, man. Ow! Ow! Okay, so that means I'm probably going to remove that one slime. And then I'm going to probably shift these guys to kind of reduce it down to slime. Reduce it down by 1. We're going to go to skills. We're going to go to enemies. We're going to say that slime, that this Iron Giant has like this big increase the effects, the attack. We're going to increase this up to 1,000. Okay. We're going to increase it up by 100. We're going to actually decrease these guys' M attack by a little bit. By a little bit. We're going to, the Iron Giant has a lot luck. But we do want to make sure that these slimes are, but see, they also have that elemental rate physical reduction of that physical rate. That's why when I go with the Iron Giant, we're going to have the Thunder ability be at 100%. Okay. The Fire is going to be at about a 60%. Physical is going to be about a 50%. It's halved. Okay. And water's going to also be at 100% because, you know, a machine who gets watered. Wind is going to be 0% wind. Light doesn't really affect anything. Water's not going to affect much, but because we don't have any of that spells in the first place. But that just means they're there. Now, I also want to go into adding in that these guys are not resistant to any kind of spells. So what I want to do is we're going to go to skills. We're going to create this item called poison. Okay? Add that ability poison into place. It is a battle screen. Okay? Now poison has about 95% accepted chance. It's going to deal about 5 damage. Damage roughly about 5. It'll have about a 3% damage. And it has no element towards it, so it's just like a typical thing. It does require the ability of Kane. Okay. And that's pretty much all it requires. A black mage, no, a whatever. So classes. So we want a dark. We want to go over here and say item. Okay, we're going to change the maximum to 5. Okay, and then we're going to say poison book. Okay, now we're going to put in the poison book. Now we're just going to put in some sort of a book. Doesn't matter what kind. Poison book. A dark mage book to spells. A dark mage book. Okay. Now I'm not going to put that there. Now that's going to say it's a regular item. Scope 1 ally. Always. Actually, no, you can't access it unless it's during the menu screen. So state. No, it'll other. Learn the ability skill poison. Okay. Okay. Now. Certain hit none. Okay, the poison book has none. Consumable, yes. The user scope. Actually, 1 ally. So anybody can use it, but it's gonna say that it's only the user and other special effect. I could also set this up as to a common event instead. Let's go over to common events. So this is where things will happen. It'll just say no trigger. It'll just say item book. Okay. Now it just is the item book. So now we're gonna say that we could say I know there's a way that we can set up the skills. So let's find the select item. No, it's changed skill. No, I think it's Marsha. Learn the ability poison. Okay, so Marsha, it'll change skills for Marsha for poison. So we can go over here and we can say that this poison can be set up as if it was the ability to learn the skill poison. So now we're going to test this. Okay, we're going to go back out to our map. We're just going to place our chest here. So I'm going to hit Control 3. No, hit Control 4. No. I said Control 3. Item. Potion book. Okay, now what we're going to do is a test to make sure that the potion book works. Because if the potion book works, then that means we've done a good job. Good job. So, potion book was found. Now, Marsha learns the spell poison. Poison. So now that means that you can learn the spell by basically allowing for them to be learned. Now, that's one way you can set up a common event. Okay? Now, we can also make sure that this event works just fine. Use the switches to open the doors. If you get the right, use the switches to open the doors. If you get the right combo, you can have the door open. Okay? As you can see, I'm stepping over this, and my people are starting to lose power. So we're going to use items. We don't have any because I didn't buy anything. I'm going to go to skills. Now it also taught Nick that skill ability. Okay, so we have a problem. It taught that does not need skills, does not teach to learn poison. Poison book will learn the skill poison, but we want it to set up to item book. Okay? We need to go back over to common events and say change skill Marsha to learn. Okay? So fixed Marsha, it's just going to make Marsha learn that ability. Nobody else can learn it. So that's basically how we can do things set up. Now, remember, in our dungeon, we want to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity to battle. Now, I'm not going to showcase much down here, except for I showed you how a boss setup works. I also want to showcase how to set up a actual scene. So now we go into town, we don't have the bar open, we also don't have this open, nor do we have this available. So let's go in, let's create a new. We're going to create town 1. Now this is just town 1. Town 1. Now we don't want to put any names there. So what we're going to do is now we're going to set this up to 59 by 59. We'll just keep it symmetrical. We're going to fill this. Oh, yep. We got to make sure that we'll actually do town inside homes. Make sure that you know that it's a certain way. And then we go inside. And then we're going to fill this up with the black. Okay. Then we want to make sure that we go out here. Okay. Now, like I showed that in our last videos, that we want to make sure that it looks like that it's an actual building. So we're just going to show you, we're just going to create this house here, which is basically 3. So I'm going to make sure that it looks neat and decent. So let's find, let's see, so that's going to be like some sort of like a whitish kind of thing. So we'll do something like this. So nope, we're going to go here. We're going to add in that there. We're just going to place that. Now, it does look pretty lengthy here, but it shouldn't look. Let's extend that out by a little bit. We're going to extend this out to here. We'll go by 1. And then we'll fill that in there, and then we'll close it out. Then we're going to bring this back in. Now, I could have probably just done that, dragged, but hey, whatever. It works. And I'll just fill this in. And where's actually the entrance to this thing? And okay, so I did put it in quite a good spot, but we are going to refill it. We're going to actually do the edge over here. Okay? So now this is kind of like our little house. Now, in order to, let's go in a lot deeper. Okay? So let's go in, let's go up here. Now, we could say that our place, we need to make sure that we have someone coming in. When you come right on in, it will showcase that what we need. But we do need to create our ways to get in. So we're going to hit Control 2. Okay. We're going to go down into Inside Homes. We're going to do that. There, hit OK. Then we'll go down Inside Homes. We'll hit Control 1. We'll transfer to Town. Okay. So now we've got that set up. Now, in order to create someone walking in, we just have someone come in and greet you, and then go back and do about their day. So, well, we could make this look a lot nicer. So what I'm going to do is we're going to shift. We're going to actually make shift. Nope, that's fine the way it is. But let's shift it over more this way. I want to bring in a little bit more power, more space. So now when we want to create somebody to create a scene, one scene that you can create is, let's go find an actor. Not an actor, we got our actor there, but let's look for a person. Let's just go for someone, let's go look for this grandma, whatever. Okay, so now we have this autonomous movement. Now it's set at a fixed location, but we want to say approach. Okay, it's going to set to approach the player. But we don't have to do that. We could also set it up to be a custom route. Okay, but we would say more approach. We'll auto run this event, and we could just say a fixed, and then we could also go up here. We could also set up autonomous movement to where's the, it's going to be under the movement. Set movement route. Now, this is going to be this event. Okay? Now, this event's going to basically say, we could say, okay, we want to move down. Let's move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now, do we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We could shut it off by 1, by going down, by removing by 1. Okay? So that's going to set it up that this event's wait for completion. Okay? Now, it's going to move down there. Then we want to say, now we're going to say, how are you, my grandson? Okay, how are you, my grandson? How are you, Nick? Okay, how are you, Nick? Okay, now we could say, how are you, Nick? Now, we could say, now we want to bring in Nick's picture. Okay, so I am doing fine. Just doing fine. And I'll say, just wondering if, just wondering if, just wondering if my evil brother, okay, wondering if my evil brother is, I'm just wondering, I'm wondering, see, I'm spelling things wrong here. Just wondering, is my brother, I'm just wondering, is my evil brother up to no good? To no good, say, no good? Say he is not, say he's not doing well. Well, say he is planning on getting rid of this planet. I'm doing fine, just wondering. Wonder. Just wondering, is my evil brother up to no good? Like say he's planning on getting rid of this planet. Okay, I'm doing fine, just wondering. And then we can set it up to say, we gotta make sure that you do things spelled somewhat correctly. Don't have to be exactly accurate. I do not know. I have not seen him, or have not seen him for about a year. I've not seen him for about a year, but he did want to. He did, but he haven't seen him for about a year. About a year. I have seen him buying some bombs. I've seen him buying some. I've not. Well, I don't know. I have not seen him for about a year. I have seen him buy some stuff that may have to do with a bomb. Okay? That may have to do with a bomb. Now, I have seen him buy some stuff that may have to do with a bomb. The bomb when he was here, but I don't know because it has been a year. Yeah. Okay. Now that's pretty good thing there. Now that's good for the kind of like leading you to kind of find. Now we're gonna set up actor. Now I know that we'll just use Nick as our example again, just because. Okay, we'll see if he has gone to Mount Cave down south. Okay, down south. Now, Now that's pretty decent for what we want it to do. Okay, now we're going to set up Mom's text is going to be at the top. Next is going to be at the bottom. Okay, so that now allows us to say this person's going to move 4 spaces down and then it will talk to you. Now you could set this in movement to. Okay, it's going to auto run this event, but it will also, speed, normal speed. So we'll leave it at that. That's basically going to say, hey, you enter in, it's going to auto run this. Then what we want to do is we want to show a control self switch A on. Now we're going to copy, we're going to paste this, but we're not going to say auto run, and we're just going to delete everything here. Okay? And then we're just going to say random. Okay? And we'll go back 2 times slower, frequent, higher, normal. So we'll just leave everything the way it is, and it'll just randomly go where it wants to go. Where Grandma wants to go. So let's create our little house. Let's use a little bit of an older bed because, why not? Why not? Let's place our leavened bread up here. Let's place our place that there. I don't know, that'll look decent, and maybe a bookshelf. Okay. And then maybe we will set it up to look like that there is some cooking going on. And that there is a window back there. So we want to make sure that it looks pretty decent, like, that does not look right, nice, neat. Maybe we'll do something like that. And, no, I don't know. It's kind of hard to discern. I do like this, and we'll place that there, and then we'll do that there. And what I think what we'll do is we'll put our window there, so that it kind of allows the air to flow out. And we'll just use, we'll place these up above the cabinetry there. We'll put in, some bags up there. We'll do something. Put a few things around just to make this house look more nice and neat. Now, maybe we could put in a few, put those there, and then maybe we need to find our table. So we'll use this old kind of rickety table. Now, we could probably extend it out by 1 more, but I don't want to. And we'll just have it kind of where the grandma only has 2 tables because she just likes to be sitting there, and stuff. It doesn't have pictures because you can't really tell. But she has a thing for where she washes her clothes inside. That deal. So now we're going to hit Control S. Now we're going to show you how the scene works, to make sure that the scene works properly. So we're just going to click a new game, not continue from our last save. Let's go in. Now as you can see, Grandma did not move the way she was supposed to. So let's double check Grandma. to make sure that self switch A is on. Because we didn't do that. Sometimes you might want to double check to make sure that the event works just fine. Because if something says where the event happens, it may not, because you might have a different location. Or it will say basically if you have created multiple event pages, it's going to go to the last one. So make sure that you always set up within certain events. I need to get in the house, lady. See? How are you, my Nick? I am doing fine, just wondering. Is my evil brother, like, say, he is planning on getting rid of this planet? I don't know, I have not seen him for about a year. I have seen him buying some stuff that may have to do with a bomb when he was here, but I don't know because I haven't been here. Well, see, and that's just it. Okay, I'll see if he's going to Mount Cave down south. Okay, now that's showcasing you how to set up a good, decent, like a route movement. How to set up a good, decent scenes. Now, we showed you how to create scenes within a battle. We showed you how to create how to create that. We can also show you that you can create a scene kind of like, hey, you go up and talk to this person. You can also create it and then set up battle processing by doing, likewise, like how I did this. All you have to do is you can create some text. You can do a certain thing. But we want to make sure we go back into Dungeon 8 because I did mention that we do need to change the battle theme here. So we have battle processing, but we want to do new. Okay, we want to set up our change battle theme. Change battle theme. Change BGM. Change battle BGM. Okay. So we're going to use that as our thing. But then we want to make sure that when the battle processing is done, we can change battle BGM back to 1. Okay, so that it's back there. That's how you can make sure that you want to set up a boss battle in a way that you want to change the music. You can do it this way, and you don't have to worry about fiddling around with other ways of doing it. But that's one way. Now, you could also set it up like I showed you with a event. You could also make it look different. Now, there are also these set of icons. Now, if we go back to Inside Home, we could set up to say that this person movement. We could say. Let's see, I know that we have, we could set the icons. Now, we could also do it through here. And say, it's here somewhere, I know it. Show balloon icon. We could do, let's do it here. We'll set it up to show balloon icon. We could set it up to a heart, okay? And it could say, it'll say that Nick has that icon, and it'll say this event, okay? And then we could say, oh, Mom might want to say change balloon icon to say like, or whatever. And it's just going to show you that you set the battle balloon icon. If we do it that way, let's show you. I know I probably am jumping around so much, and getting so many things done. This is like taking an hour long. I think a little longer than that. So let's go click new game. Let's go into town. How are you, my Nick? I'm doing fine, just wondering. Is my... And then it shows... I don't know, I've not seen him for about a year. As you can see, that balloon pop-up was right there, and it will pop up in general. So it works as like different balloon icons. Now, you could import your own icons into your dungeon or whatever, into your game. Now, you can do this by going into your actual file folder. So we go into Documents, we go down into Games, where I stored it. Then we go to Zunzinas. We go to Icon. We'll show you how to do icons and importing things. But your animations, we'll take a look at that as well, but it's not in there. Notes, Image, System. See, these are your balloon icons. It'll open up in whatever view filing I use. I use Windows Photos or whatever. But it will showcase that's that. But you can also set up and change your Windows icon. We'll showcase and show you how to change your different importing tiles, doing a lot of different things in the next episode. But just to as we're kind of waiting for this to show up, as you can see, there's a lot of these different icons. But we'll showcase how to import and how to make things in a certain way in a game. So we'll take a look at that in a later episode. We'll also show you how to change the main title screen and change the game over, and maybe change some windows. Make it look our own. Make it look like it's ours, not like base RPG Maker MV in some ways. But yes, we're using the basic assets or paid assets that you can get from Steam or DLC from wherever, or other stuff. But you'll know that we have that is pretty decent. These are also our states, different states that looks. Like that's blind, that's silence, that's rage, that's confused, that's vaccination, sleep, paralyzed, doom, and I think something else, but I'm not for sure what that one is. But you kind of get this. There's your weapons, and you can make it look a general certain way. But that's just kind of how RPG Maker MB works for today. That's how you get your custom scenes. That's how you get your chests, creating your boss battles. So this is more of scenes part two, or maybe special scenes, special events. So what I will be doing is off camera, I will be making the dungeon full of monsters, making it look decently nice, and maybe I'll upload it so you guys can kind of see how I've done things. But I haven't done that yet because we're also going to show how to set up our. We also need to show how to set up our ships, how to get access to that with events, and make sure how you get over here with that. So we'll showcase that in the next episode of how to import, how to make custom assets for things. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you really want to stay up to date with all things Gaming Man Rocks. But also make sure you hit that bell notification. You can always get pushed. You can always get my notifications and know that I've uploaded a good video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.